The 10 most popular Netflix movies of all time, ranked according to Rotten Tomatoes. Log in. Netflix has become a dominant film studio when it comes to viewership. With K-pop Demon Hunters breaking records in both the film and music industry, it is clear that the streaming service is far from struggling. They have had films in multiple genres and budgets perform extremely well on the platform. From big spectacle films to satires, Netflix has found success through many different types of films. The reception of Netflix original movies varies among critics and audiences. Their most popular movies of all time range from overwhelmingly negative reviews to unanimous approval from critics and audiences. Despite their critic scores, these films made a significant impact on audiences upon release and have shaped Netflix into the brand they are known for today. 10. Back in Action, 2025, 30%. Back in Action was one of Netflix's first major releases of 2025. Starring Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx as a married couple, the film follows the couple as former CIA spies whose identities are exposed, forcing them to go back to their espionage roots in order to save their kids from danger. The film's title not only refers to the two agents coming back into the spy world, but the return of Cameron Diaz after an 11-year acting hiatus. Back in Action was not the film to reignite Diaz's acting career. Back in Action may have the ingredients of a great action comedy with Fox and Diaz in the leads, but it wasn't enough for critics to be satisfied. The film scored a measly 30% approval rating, with critics citing its repetitious screenplay as the film's main flaw. Audiences were more attached to the film, however, earning a 60% with over 1,000 ratings, according to Rotten Tomatoes. Even though the film earned an overall negative critical reception, the film managed to become the 7th most popular Netflix film of all time within 8 months of its release. 9. Red Notice, 2021, 37%. Red Notice became Netflix's highest-budgeted film upon release, coming in at an estimated $200 million due to COVID-19 restrictions and production delays. The film follows John Hartley, played by Dwayne Johnson, an Interpol agent who attempts to track down the Bishop, the most wanted art thief in the world, played by Gal Gadot. Hartley eventually finds help through another art thief, Nolan Booth, played by Ryan Reynolds. Throughout the film, the three go on an adventure filled with betrayals and double-crosses, as nothing is as it seems. An A-list cast doesn't always equal good quality. Having Wonder Woman, Deadpool, and Black Adam in an action movie together sounds like a recipe for success, but critics seem to disagree. Red Notice holds an underwhelming 37% on Rotten Tomatoes, with critics finding the overall execution of the film to be muddled. However, audiences were extremely satisfied with the film, garnering a high 91%. Critics may not have found the film to offer much, but it immediately became Netflix's most popular film of all time, and held that title until August 2025. 8. The Gray Man, 45%. Tying with Red Notice as one of Netflix's biggest budgeted movies, The Gray Man sees the Russo brothers re-team with Chris Evans for another action film. It follows Six, played by Ryan Gosling, a skilled CIA agent who uncovers dark secrets about his agency, forcing him to go on the run. Evans plays Lloyd Hansen, a former colleague of Six who puts a bounty on his head. The Gray Man is a part of the Russo brothers' downfall. The Gray Man may be the 9th most popular Netflix movie of all time, but the critic reviews do not match its success. The film holds a 45% on Rotten Tomatoes, with critics pointing out how the film borrows too much from other action films and how it does not have an identity of its own. The film also makes apparent the downfall of the Russo brothers' directing outings, with their past 3 films failing to receive over 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. With their next projects being Avengers, Doomsday and Avengers, Secret Wars, people hope that they can come back to the greatness they brought to their previous projects. 7. Don't Look Up, 56%. Don't Look Up was the highly anticipated follow-up to Vice and The Big Short, which were 2 Oscar-winning films by Adam McKay. With a massive ensemble including Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, and Meryl Streep, it follows 2 astronomers who struggle to warn the world of a massive asteroid that is bound to strike the planet. Despite the many facts that they present to everyone, the world ignores them entirely. Don't Look Up is one of the most divisive movies of 2021. With the film having as big of an ensemble as it does as well as Netflix backing it, Don't Look Up was bound to receive a large amount of viewership. That being said, critics were overall divided on the film, holding a 56% on Rotten Tomatoes. Even though critics found the film to be overambitious, it still managed to receive numerous Oscar nominations, including Best Picture and Best Original Screenplay. Standing as the fourth most popular Netflix release, the film managed to make a huge cultural impact despite its mixed perception. 6. Damsel, 57%. Damsel stands as one of many Netflix films starring Millie Bobby Brown. The film follows Elodie, played by Brown, who agrees to marry a prince. After their marriage, she is soon recruited by the royal family to act as a sacrifice, getting thrown into a cave to be killed by a dragon in order to repay a debt. Throughout the film, she struggles to survive as well as cope with the idea of her new family's betrayal. Damsel is one of Millie Bobby Brown's weaker Netflix outings. Millie Bobby Brown has found lots of success on Netflix, with her role in Stranger Things pushing her to Hollywood stardom as well as the Enola Holmes movies showing she has movie star charisma, but Damsel falls as one of her worst-received films. The film scored 57% on Rotten Tomatoes, with critics pointing out the film's lackluster use of visual effects and underwhelming story. Despite mixed reviews, the film still managed to become Netflix's 10th most popular film of all time, with more Netflix/Millie Bobby Brown collaborations set in the near future. 5. Bird Box, 64%. Bird Box is one of the few Sandra Bullock films to be released in the past decade. Based on a novel of the same name, the film follows a group of people as they attempt to survive an invasion by an unseen presence that makes people die by suicide whenever they look at them. Bullock plays Mallory, a mother of 2 children who attempts to bring her family to safety. Bird Box was a worldwide phenomenon. Bird Box immediately became the most talked about movie on Netflix, becoming one of their most popular movies within months of its release. The film also brought the Bird Box Challenge, which became a viral trend that saw people attempt to do everyday tasks while blindfolded. While many viewers were hooked on the film and its premise, critics found themselves mixed to positive on the film, receiving a 64% on Rotten Tomatoes. Although they found the acting to be stellar across the board, critics believed that the film didn't quite live up to its potential. 4. The Adam Project, 68%. The Adam Project is one of many collaborations between Shawn Levy and Ryan Reynolds. The film follows Adam, played by Reynolds, who is a time-traveling pilot who teams up with his younger self, played by Walker Scobell, in order to find their father and save the world.